Hi, Scorpio. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as the information to work with me one-on-one. I mean, if it's gonna smoke this much, you know. The extended link to the extended video tarot video link will be in the first link below. Link. I want to say thank you for those of you who have subscribed, liked, commented, shared, because I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. So I'm seeing if we can make it there by April, but who knows? Every step matters. And I just want to thank you for being here at this time. And again, if this, you can tell I'm lost for words. Mercury and Pisces. No, I'm kidding. It's me. If you do get something, receive something from this, I really would appreciate if you like, subscribe, shared with someone, shared with anyone. Got a personal reading, anything that you feel called to, drawn to, I would really appreciate it. And we'll get on to the reading because the first card has fallen out, and it is the Eight of Cups in reversed. What a gorgeous card to have at first. You're like, why? Why is that? Well, you're just at a point, you're like, oh, you're past the point of no return. It looks like you have made the decision to move on. This is mentally and emotionally. We have the cups, we have the Six of Swords, but the Six of Swords is a person voyaging through the ocean. Pisces season is the ocean. You are a water sign. And you are, it's like, we love you for your extremities when you, of course, put them in or use them in the places that are really beneficial to you. So I just want to say, before I show you the Tower card, because that's next, I wanted you to see that as I say this. I just have to say I'm really happy to be here today. I think you hide it, or you try to hide it. You can hide it from the people that don't know you, but not from the people who do. And even the people who don't know you will feel it, because that's how powerful you are. Even if people haven't known who you are at work yet, they may know who you are now. You are moving on in a way that is life-changing. And right now it's not physical. It's this, I am getting a little emotional, Scorpio. I have very close Scorpios in my life, so. You're moving on from some. See how I am? I'm just going to let it out, I promise. But I want to read this for you. You thought it was physical and emotional before, because it could be physical, emotional, mental. It could be all of it. It is usually all of it, but one of them overpowers the other. Your mental and emotional well-being is, and if that involves your physical life as well, like if it's literally a place, an environment that causes you to become unstable in any kind of way, if it causes you to affect your personal and your relational experiences, including them with yourself, you wouldn't know until you didn't know anymore, or met someone that wasn't the same, right? A lot of people who have similar tendencies will draw in each other, but you also draw in the opposite to know that the opposite is available to you. But it all just depends on you learn. There's many different circumstantial reasons to this, but a few of them energetically to me, and from what I've learned and from what I've gathered over the years, is like how open you are. And if you're open enough to be aware, if you're open enough to be aware for it to hit your nervous system and make an actual shift in your life. Usually that hit in the nervous system causes an emotional response. And there are many ways in which we receive things that trauma could happen. So I'm not going to say I'm not a therapist. If you need any of those people, you can go find them. But what I'm going to relate to you is what I know and what I've learned, or what I've learned in my own personal experience. If you need, of course, anything else, go elsewhere. So it's just an extremely personal time for you. All of that. There's a vulnerability to what you're leaving behind, because the power that you have can last if you're in an unhealthy situation for a very long time, because you can put up with it. You can be fueled by these things, these feelings, disappointment, mostly, I would say. And also the cycle. And if you've been doing something for like 8 years or a very long time, you put in years, put in time, you put in habits. This is a life change especially if things are changing, if you're changing career and all of that. But the mental shift, the mental perspective, even if you're not changing anything physical, the mental perspective eventually will shift the physical. It'll just bring whatever needs to come closer to you, so that you can receive it in a time, in a moment. What it looks like here is perfect timing. Always talk about divine timing when it comes up. It looks like it's divine timing. You're at this place, could be a vulnerable place. And it's almost like when we're at vulnerable places, what I've learned about transformation over the years, and I'm sure you know this, I have a Scorpio stellium, so if you need the receipts. You don't have my chart, so you're not going to believe me anyway. I know you. I live with a Scorpio. Okay, so all of the Scorpio receipts. This change within you is powerful, and I think any distractions, any overstimulation, numbing out, overworking yourself in a water sign season is never going to work out unless it's like the tide. But if you're fighting the tide, just don't. It's going to break. And you're like, why do you keep it? I'm like, just no other cards have come out yet. That's why we're going over these. The sun almost popped out, but it just wasn't sure, so we'll see. Forgive me. I'm reading the cards. You're ending cycles, especially the cycle in which you hide from yourself. You're not the only one who does it, but for some reason you can wait so long sometimes. You can be comfortable in this space in which you just decide not to do something about it, or if something happens in your immediate home life, right? Anywhere that's supposed to be your comfort, it can trigger you. It can trigger aspects. And when you Scorpion style, when you're enough, you may just close up. It's similar to cancers. Cancers are much more, and you're gonna attack. But are you attacking yourself? Can you not attack yourself, please? All this power, you can handle it. I promise you can handle it. You're building it for yourself. You're building it within yourself. You can feel it. I know, and what I was going to say before is like, I think you just feel the intensity of this coming and you're just not ready to feel so much. And it's okay if you want to feel so much, because eventually it's going to come out as in, let's get this fucking done. Let's make this fucking money. Let's build this fucking life. I just want you to ask yourself why you doubt your strength. The emotional strength, no one, I love Pisces and Cancers, but no one will match your emotional strength. No one. But that doesn't mean that what you feel and what happens within you doesn't matter, right? It starts to matter when you hold, or you don't allow yourself to explore what's happening, and then within you, instead of this deep, mysterious, underestimated, perhaps this creative yet spicy place, because you have to trust so much when you're underwater to that depth, right? Where you can't see anything around you. If you didn't know how to trust that, or it only went so far, anytime you're gonna feel better, that other part is going to, like, it's the law of polarity. I'm like, what am I doing? Opposites. The deeper that your experience of life is going to become, and the deeper your connection also, I believe, becomes. And that doesn't mean you're having this lavish life. It means that you're experiencing joy. You're experiencing life you want. And that could be a lavish life, don't get me wrong. But you're experiencing life differently. Don't be afraid of the strength that you have and the power that you have to... And I hope you see yourself transform this time. We talk about rebirth all the time. We talk about transformation. There's so much talk about it, but you can understand something at a very unique level, that this is just a constant. But even when you get to that breaking point, even when you don't really want to be seen, even though I don't think that's true ever, I do think you like being seen for what you're like good for and what you do well with. So that is going to show. And you may feel this change and the shift in your own energy happen, where this wherever power was being taken away in your life, whether you were giving it away or it was being held at a certain job because you had to be a certain way, and there wasn't easeful. And I don't know how many places have this. I know of a few, but I know more places probably are toxic than not. Don't get me wrong. But I think you're overcoming something about that, or you're changing that completely, because you're changing the dynamic with yourself, perhaps. But the strength you have from that, and the willingness to look at this and be able to stand firm in compassion when you can get, pile things on, or when that happens in your outer atmosphere, maybe with someone else, right? There's this change in values that happens when your perception finally shifts. And I say finally because I think this is one thing that's been linked to a lot of other things. And I think you've known it. Again, it's been that build up to this bigger change. Ooh, haha. I've had that happen a couple times and then not, so I have to figure out what that is. I'm sorry. We're almost done anyway, so it's okay. I'm just so curious now. We're gonna get into the second part very soon. I think what I see here, even when you start to unlock there can be a rush to want to close your heart or close your ability to see or be aware of what you are now aware of, but you can't. And I think the best thing you could do with that energy is just move right away. Don't have don't have patience. Have patience is what I mean. But if you want to go and you just are like, you know what, I'm just do it. Just do it. I'd say rest and be patient for the first half of the month, and then you'll feel the wind switch. You'll feel this change happen within you as you, towards the end of the month, as we pull closer to that's the Mars season, eclipse season, into Aries season. But you now see that this energy can be used to build value, to build strength, to add to this discernment that you have in certain areas, right? Everyone's been shifting in this way that we'll talk more about in the second part, which will be in the link below. Give it 24 to 48 hours. This is a vast outer healing and a deep inner healing for you this month, but it's not without the spiciness of Pisces season. So I hope that within this all you can still be playful and spicy and see also how you change and what that looks like for your life and who it is that you're becoming. It looks like the more that you quickly move into a very, like, I have my power now. I'm deciding. I can feel that release of wherever it was going. There's more patience for yourself, which means sometimes less for other people. Which I know you know, but you need to be reminded this month. We'll see you in the next part.